Hey everyone, welcome to the Rock Shop with Ralph, your source for all things entertainment. Tonight, our guest is Phil Naro, the lead singer of the band TALAS, among many, many solo projects he has in the works. Hey Phil, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm excellent. So I got to
Good
tell
to
you,
be on your show. It's really good to be on your show. I heard a lot of good things about you.
thank you very much, and I consider that an honor coming from you. I mean, you talk about influential bands, and Talus has to be one of the most influential bands to come out in the late '70s, early '80s. I mean, that's a lot of people, especially in the New York area,
Oh
cite
yeah,
Talus as a major influence.
yeah. We played so much in the upstate and New York City and everybody. We played religiously, like I don't know, kept all the time as and yeah, we had quite the reputation. It was good. I mean, we were pretty underground, you know. I mean, we never had like a really big hit song, but we're a pretty heavy underground band.
Right, and I want that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you, Phil. Uh, did it frustrate you that Talus was like always on the cusp of becoming this huge band, and I mean I hate to say it, but it just never really happened. I mean, Talus, as far as its cult status, its legendary status, it's there, but as far as album sales and records and touring, it just never materialized. Did that frustrate you?
Yeah, it was pretty frustrating, and but we worked really hard, on writing songs, and Billy's a great songwriter, and I'm surprised that a lot of that stuff never, you know, saw the light of day, because when you hear Billy Sheehan's name, it's like, oh, he's a great bass player, yeah, absolutely, but other thing is he's a great songwriter too,
Right.
and it kind of overshadows his bass playing overshadows his songwriting, and it's yeah, he's a really good songwriter, and we were. I mean, I know we were almost there, and then he got the offer to join Roth.
Right. And
We had the whole deal and everything, and
we're going to talk about that in 1 second.
okay,
Yeah, so he joined. Who we're talking about is Billy Sheehan. Obviously, he was the member of Talus, songwriter, bass player extraordinaire, legend in his own right. And he left Talus and he went to join David Lee Roth's band, and that
right,
frustrates you.
yeah. Well, I mean, we had a deal too and everything with it was A&M or Atlantic, I can't remember, and he got that offer, he couldn't turn that thing down. It's like God bless him, man.
Right.
And they even brought him more fame, and so yeah, it's just go for it. I mean,
Yeah.
just
So Billy leaves to go join Roth. He becomes like a superstar
right.
because that's when everybody saw. I mean, mainstream wise. I mean, as far as across America and overseas, they saw the talents of Billy Sheehan. I mean, in his bass playing. Meanwhile, you knew exactly who he was because you've been playing with him for years.
Yep.
And what happened to the band at that point?
Um, A&M, they wanted me to keep it together, and so I put. Let's see, I put a band together. It was with Bruno Ravel,
I wanted to mention him. Yeah, from Danger
and
Danger,
Al Petrelli,
right? From
Jimmy
Widowmaker and many
DeGrasso,
other bands.
Jimmy
Jimmy
DeGrasso,
Grasso from White
me,
Lion.
and I forgot the other guy. It was a keyboard guitar player guy. He was really good. I forgot his name, but um, yeah, it was. I mean, it was hard trying to get it.
It's tough. It's tough to replace, especially Billy, somebody of his stature.
Yeah, it's just you think of Talus, you think of Billy. So, we tried, but it just didn't happen.
Well, for those of you who don't know Talus that are tuning in and wanted to get to know Talus, I'm going to tell you start with their first album and start with the song Seesaw, and then you get back to me and let me know.
What about Seesaw?
I said start with that song.
I'm not on that one. That was with Dave and Paul.
I I know that but no offense to you, but I'm just one of my favorite songs is that one as far as the Talus song. As far as your song, one of my favorites, I'm going to bring this up, and I wanted to segue into this. One of my favorites, because when right after you were just starting to do production work, one of the albums that you produced was this one right here.
Yeah, Jim Crean.
By Mr. Jim Crean. And is there a TALAS song on there?
Yeah. There's
My Heart Breaks Down.
My Heart Breaks Down and Crystal Clear. Is Crystal Clear on there too, right?
Yeah. But I mean, that I was going to tell you, that's my favorite, one of my other favorite TALAS songs.
It's a great song.
Absolutely. And Jim does this album, does that song justice. And Phil produced this album. This is the Velvet Crush album by Jim Crean. And he also did backing vocals on this one, my favorite Jim Crean album, Insatiable.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a good one.
But it goes to show you the talent of Phil Naro. He doesn't just sing, he also produces. And I wanted to mention this too, Phil. I'm a huge Kiss fan, and you collaborated with Peter Criss.
Yeah,
what happened there? I got to know. Please do tell.
I got a publishing deal with Paramount Pictures, and I had these songs, and we were looking for a producer. And so Paramount came up and goes, "Hey, we think of Eddie Kramer." I said, "Wow, yeah, sure,
Hendrix."
Great, yeah, bring him on. So we worked with Eddie for a while, like for 6 months in 24K. We were based in Toronto, and so nothing happened. We couldn't get anything going. Just a lot of personnel things, and so one day Peter calls Eddie, goes, "Hey, I'm looking for a singer, and I need someone to sing these songs." And so Eddie gave him my number, and Peter calls me, and I said, "No, yeah, it's just Peter Criss." I go, "Yeah, right, okay, whatever." Yeah, like, no, really, it's Peter Criss, and eventually, it was him. So we started carrying on, and he flew me down to Los Angeles, and we got together and wrote a bunch of songs, and it took about a year to start recording this stuff, and I was going back and forth, and we wrote some good songs together. A couple made them onto the Blue Moon Over Brooklyn CD.
Yeah, you wrote Bad People Burn in Hell and Blue Moon Over Brooklyn. Those are the two songs that you collaborated with him. How was it working with him as far as music wise?
It was good. It was good. I mean, he was pretty hungry. I couldn't believe a guy of that status,
Right.
He's so hungry to do things.
I mean, listen, I'm a huge Kiss fan, and I tell it like it is. The knock on him was that he wasn't a really great songwriter. I don't know him personally, and I said this about Ace as well. They look like they're the kind of guys that needed a little bit of help, and that's why they reached out to get some help from people in your stature, that you can help them as far as getting over the hump, writing some catchy songs.
Yeah, and we wrote there was another one called "No, I'm Not Afraid," but it never made it on the record. But it made it onto Mark St. John's record,
who was a member of Kiss, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's on that one, the Mark St. John project.
Right.
And
now, some of the people that you collaborated with and you sang with, I mean, this is like a major list here. Yngwie Malmsteen, White Lion, Iron Maiden, Quiet Riot. You want to tell me about any of those bands?
Well, we did shows with them,
with
Iron Maiden, and let's see, what was the other bands you mentioned?
White Lion.
Well,
Quiet Riot, Yngwie.
Right, Yngwie. Yeah, we did a whole tour with Yngwie.
Right. How was that? I mean, that's what I was trying to get it out of you, Phil.
Well, it was
is his head this big like everybody says?
Yeah, he's Yngwie.
There you go. That's what I want you to say.
But he's a great guitar player, so got to give him a little liberty there, right? So
yeah, right. So I mean, as I said, you handle production on the Jim Crean album. I mean, you left TALAS, then you went back to TALAS. So along the lines there, you developed a little bit of a solo career.
Yep.
and you did a lot of solo shows. There's a lot of solo bands that you're involved with. A couple of the bands that you're involved with, obviously, is Phil Naro solo, but you also have the Phil and John show.
Yep.
That you're doing. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's my acoustic duo. John and I have been there. John, we're based in Toronto. John and I, we've been playing together for like 25 years, just doing acoustic stuff, the whole pub scene. And, we made a nice little career out of it, just playing pubs and playing like 5-6 nights a week.
Right.
And we were just kicking ass. So we got quite a repertoire, but like over like 3,000 songs, and yeah, we did well. But with this whole COVID thing, we had to shut everything down. So
yeah, I know, Phil, I play the bars too, Phil, and everything's just starting to open up now. But it's out here. I'm in the city. It's only at 75%. So I don't know. I hope it opens up soon, but it doesn't seem like it's going to get back to normal for another year. That's my opinion. Unless you hear something.
Yeah, 22.
22, right?
No, about 22. Yeah, 22.
Wow.
But
and then you have some other bands that you're involved with as well. One of them is called
Druckfarben.
Druckfarben, right? That's German.
Yeah, it's a progressive rock band. I'm a big fan of progressive rock music. I mean, I was listening to that before I was listening to like, Aerosmith and all those bands,
Right.
And my roots are like really progressive, and I love like Yes and Genesis and King Crimson, Gentle Giant. I was just, and that's what Druckfarben was all about. Really crazy music. So
right. It's
a good outlet.
It's a good outlet to do the progressive stuff. As far as all the bands that you've played with or you've toured with, what was your favorite band that you toured with or you played with?
Well, TALAS was. They were my favorite band to play.
Yeah, and that TALAS played with or your solo band played with another band.
Other band. Man. So, geez. Well, Yngwie was great. It was really good, and did a couple things with Rat. We did what else was there? I can't remember. So long ago.
All right, that's okay.
There were a lot of good bands. We played with a lot of good people.
Yeah, most people wouldn't have said Yngwie, but hey, listen, Yngwie, you're giving them props. A lot of people just bring your camera up. Just there you go. Just bring your camera up just a little. There you go. Now
he had a good band. He had Jeff Scott Soto singing.
Yeah, great singer.
Yeah, he had all those heavy guys, man. They were great.
Right.
Really good.
Well, you also have what I want to mention is this solo CD you have coming out is called A Life in Song.
Yeah.
You got all different bands that you're covering on there. And one of the versions of Bob Seger's Main Street is the best version I have ever heard in my life. I have to tell you that. And I have it posted on my page.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's called Mouse House. It was Phil Naro and Mouse House.
Phil Naro and Mouse House, correct.
Yeah, you can check it out on YouTube and everything. Yeah, it was the guys who put it together, because I never sung a Bob Seger song. I love Bob Seger, and I really think he's a great songwriter, but I never sang any songs. And then I dived into that one, Main Street, and it was what a good song that is.
Everybody out there, if you want to see what Phil Naro's been doing, lately, get this CD, Phil Naro and Mouse House, or go on my page and click on Main Street. I'm telling you, it is the best version of the Bob Seger song you'll ever hear.
Yeah,
and I really mean that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great songs. Sure. I even like his earlier stuff is good too.
When he writes a song, it's like you're reading a book.
Yeah,
you're reading a storybook. The way he writes, it's like I wish I could write half as good as him. What are some of the other songs we could find on this CD, Phil?
There's a bunch of Beatles stuff. there's a bunch of Beatles stuff and Steely Dan song and what else is it? Yeah, there's a bunch of songs, but it's a nice little cover thing to do.
Great. That's awesome. All right. So tell us about what's going on with TALAS. I know TALAS V2 has an album in the can, right? And it's
Right.
going to be released.
Yeah, we're sorry to interrupt you there, but
Yeah.
we're mixing it right now. We got one more song to be mixed and working on the album cover, trying to come up with a title for the album. So working on that. And the cover's done, but not the title.
The cover,
So,
the cover
title.
of the album is done, but you have no title.
The cover of the album's done. Yeah. And no, there's no title yet. We're working on that. And
What do you think it sounds like?
it sounds like TALAS.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, it's really rocking. Got some really good songs on there from back in the day, some newer stuff. And yeah, it's really good. Really good songwriting on this one.
Awesome. Now, did you collaborate? It's you, Billy?
Well, there's 2 songs I wrote, and there's a couple with Mitch Perry that he wrote when Mitch was in the band. And then the rest are Billy's tunes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really, there's like 12 songs on the CD.
Awesome. Are you singing the whole album, or we're trading vocals?
Yeah, I'm singing the whole album. Billy's singing 2 songs. We're doing them together, but he's singing like a verse, and then I come in the chorus. And
Cool.
yeah, there's 2 songs he's singing. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool mix up and everything. It's having different voices and stuff.
Because the biggest thing I said when I posted that you were coming on the show, everybody first thing they say is new TALAS, new TALAS. They couldn't believe that there was going to be a new TALAS album, and I says, yeah, he says there's a new TALAS album coming out. So
yeah,
a lot of people are excited for that. Is there any I know it's hard to say. I always ask this question at the end of the interview. Anything regarding touring? Any shows lined up?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna play. We're definitely gonna play.
Yeah.
It probably won't be until 22. We're
Right.
probably gonna release the record in the fall, and then come out in January, and come out, and play all over the place. And I mean, got a good lineup. We got Mark Miller on drums, me, myself, Billy, and Kire on guitar.
Right.
And
Kire, how do I pronounce his name?
It's a great song.
Najdowski?
Yes, I have a hard time saying it too.
I have a hard time pronouncing that. Yeah. Kire, we call him Kire. You know what I wanted to mention, Phil? I wanted to mention this to you. The Platinum Rock All-Stars that you played with.
Yep.
You had Carmine Appice, Bumblefoot, Tony Franklin, and Jeff Downs from Asia. Now that's a ticket I would pay double to see.
It was a great song. We had Gene Cornish too.
And Gene Cornish. Holy crap.
It was, yeah. So we have Bruce Pilato, my manager.
From the Rascals.
Bruce Pilato, my manager, he put it all together. And he got all the guys together. And yeah, it was a trip, playing with, with Jeff, come on, with Yes,
Right.
And Carmine, and
you played with half of Blue Murder. I mean, you had Tony Franklin and Carmine Appice.
Yeah. And yeah.
Bumblefoot's a great guitarist.
Bumblefoot. Yeah. Bumblefoot's amazing. And Gene. And we played like 4 songs of each of those bands they were in. And it was awesome.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of calls, Phil, to be part of these like super groups, like Frontier? Like there's record companies, they'll say we want to put a super group together. We're gonna have Carmine Appice on drums. We'll have let's just say Tony Franklin, and we'll add like George Lynch. Do you ever get calls like that?
No, I don't get many calls. No, not really.
No. I figured you'd be like a go-to vocalist where they want to get a really, really good vocalist and they'll
yeah, I don't know. I just I'd love to do it, but I just never got calls like that, so
right. So what have you been doing during the pandemic, keeping busy? I mean, besides recording?
Yeah, finished the TALAS record, we did that. And my band D Drive,
Okay,
which is
right.
Lips Turn Blue now. We got signed to a label in Germany called MIG, which Jim is on one song with me.
Jim Crean, shout
Yeah,
out, Jim.
yeah, and it's called Build My Castle. So
Cool.
it was cool to have Jim on there. And
Jim, by the way, Jim, I want to say this. Jim idolizes you, Phil. I mean, every time I talk to Jim about music, your name always comes up. I got to say this. He really, really loves you. He idolizes you. He loves the work you do with him. I mean, you're like the go-to guy in the music business that he always appreciates and always speaks very highly of. I have to say that. And Jim didn't tell me this. Jim didn't tell me to say this.
Oh no, Jim's great. I mean, we've been friends for years, and he works hard and really hustles, that guy.
Oh man, I say this all the time. He's like one of the hardest working men in the music business. Releases an album he's like a 70s throwback where you would release an album every other year. That's Jim Crean. He has an album coming out all the time. You know?
Yeah, no, he does really well. I mean, the record I produced with him, Velvet Crush there, we started, let's do something different.
There it is, Velvet Crush. I have it here. Great. I got them all. Phil. I mean, I can't say enough about Jim, and he can't say enough about you.
And cool. And I said, let's do something different, and he agreed. And I mean, it's not as hard hitting as a lot of stuff he's doing now. This was more on the melodic side of things.
Right.
So I said, hey man, give it a try. You can definitely sing the melodic stuff too. It's good for a change. Change things up a bit.
Yeah. And I just want to mention too, your son has a studio.
Yeah, both. Yeah, my son John, he does videos for bands. Those videos with the lyrics and.
Yeah, I want to give him a shout out because I'm friends with him, and I always set up when I interview you. I want to give him a shout out.
Yeah, my son Johnny Naro. Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
And my son James. Have you ever reached out to James?
No, James, I don't know, but Johnny, I'm friendly with on Facebook. Matter of fact, I posted the video for the TALAS. The new TALAS song was posted on his page and my page. So if you want to, I know you were mentioning you didn't even know which one it was. It was on his page as well.
Okay, I will check.
That was a couple of months back. But all right, so we got everybody. I hope we can wrap it up and get some information on Phil. He has the Mouse House CD coming out. Pick that up. He has his band, The Phil and John Show. Don't forget that one. Yep. He has, I'm going to say this the German way, Druckfarben.
Yeah, right. That's right. There you go.
There you go. Druckfarben.
Yeah.
And he has D Drive, which is called Lips Turn Blue now, right?
Yeah, right.
See, I don't forget. He also has the new TALAS V2 CD coming out. That's being mixed as we speak. And you can find Phil on Facebook, and you can find him at his website, philnaro.com. He has a whole website where there's merch on there. He has his bio. He has everything. So Phil's been very active and very busy. And anything else you could tell us that's happening that you didn't say to anybody yet? Is there anything new coming out?
My solo record will be out next year.
A Life in Song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. We have another one coming out called A Life in Song. Yeah. That was is that has all the covers of the is that all?
No, this is original, all new music.
All original. Okay.
And I got some heavy people on there too. I got like a Bumblefoot on there, Tony Franklin's on there.
Wow.
I got who else is on? I got there's a few other. Wow. There's a few people on that. Oh, okay, Randy Cook. You know Randy Cook?
Randy Cook? Sure.
On drums, yeah.
Maiden.
And got him on there, and it's really having Mike Hunt. I got him on there on a song, buddy of mine. And so that'll be out next year, probably like in the spring of 22.
Awesome. All right, Phil. So listen, I know I'm gonna go out and get everything. Hopefully we got some information out for you about your stuff, and people are going to go out there and click on to philnaro.com to get in touch with Phil and to get some of his music. And is Mouse House available now, Phil?
Yeah, you have to contact me directly, and I can send you the CD.
Okay, they can get in touch with you through philnaro.com, correct?
Yeah, or my Facebook page or
on your Facebook page. Yeah. That's awesome, Phil. Well, listen, I want to thank you for coming on, Phil. I've been a fan for years, and it's truly an honor to finally meet you. And I am extending you an invitation now. Once that album is released, I want you back, and we can talk about both the TALAS album and the Life and Song when you release it.
Yeah, we'll get. I'll get the whole band. I'll try to get the whole band on with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been in contact with Billy. He's supposed to get back to me, but hopefully we can get you all on together.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Thanks, Ralph.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Just stay on for a second.
Yep.